Okay. You told me stop talking to you, so I don't understand why you're asking me questions.
I asked you what your issue is.
I don't have an issue, Michael. You've been saying some really fucked up shit to me tonight, but that is A-okay because I get it. You're in your mood. I was crying and you said, shut up.
Yeah, because I didn't want to hear it.
That's love.
It's not.
Why did you text me and say I want to connect if you don't care?
Because I forget who you are until I see you, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's this person, not the person who I thought it was.
That's what I mean, is you are so caught up on somebody. That's what you always do when you see me, is you don't actually see me. You are expecting me to be someone else. Like you have someone else in your head. And so when you see me, it's not who you have in your head. And so, like, that's been the problem our whole entire relationship, is you've been thinking I'm somebody else that I'm not. And so you have this preconceived notion of who I am, and it's not who I am. It's who you think, it's who you're thinking about, which is not me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you've been living off of. That's what you've been running off of. And that explains why you've been rude and cold and mean and just plain out evil to me. Just did some horrible shit to me.
Okay, girl. Nobody cares about your little sorrows. Like you act like you're all good. You're good. You're so quick to point the finger and be like this, and this.
I'm not. I will claim my shit.
Okay, well.
I yell. I have a temper. That's why I go for walks. And you follow after me in a car just to say mean things to tick me off some more.
I don't know how to tick you off.
Well, the first thing out of your mouth was, you act like your shit don't stink. How?
That's true.
I don't act like my shit don't stink. I'm going for a walk so I can clear my head because I know my shit stinks. So please tell me how you yelling out of the car window, your shit don't stink, how that helps the situation. It don't. But none of that even matters. Like, none of it matters because none of it is even the reason why any of this shit, what is happening is in the feelings. But I guess it doesn't matter because you don't love me. I don't know how that changed from yesterday to today, but I guess you said it to my face that you loved me yesterday, and you said it to my face, but I guess you were still thinking about somebody else. So while you're calling, you're blowing up my phone, and you're trying to get a hold of me saying I want to connect, oh, you just thinking about somebody else because I'm somebody different when you show up. No, you are somebody different every time you show up. Every time you say the sweetest shit in a text message and be like, I just had to go. I really wanted to talk. I just wasn't in a place now. I want to connect. Think, okay. His ass gets to me and I get dead ass face and like,
Because it's not like what?
Because, and then I'm sitting here trying to have a conversation with him and he's just like, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah. It's the same thing. You want to get in the same place. Like,
You did not say anything. And that's what you do. You just justify your behavior and you don't say nothing about the situation. You're just like, you do it too. Like, okay. Of course I do it too. That's the only reason why I can notice it in you. But you just say that and you don't comment on you. You only comment on me. You're like, oh, well, you do. Well, like, what about you doing it? Like, are you meaning to do that? Is that your point? Is that how you want to represent yourself? Obviously it is. You say thank you for calling me on my shit, but when I'm calling you on your shit, you don't want to hear it.
No, there's a difference. Yeah, I'm just tired of walking on eggshells around you. I'm just ready to live my life and be happy.
You don't have to walk on eggshells.
Dude.
I want you to be yourself. That's
No.
all I've been asking for you to do, is to let down the mask and to just be your imperfect self. That's what I'm asking. Like, this mask where you're just hurting my feelings and just saying mean things, that's not you. I'm not asking you to do that. I want you to take that mask off and just show me your imperfections. But you don't want to do that. You just rather keep putting on this mask and being like, oh, I'm tough guy. Fuck you. I don't care. Oh, shut up. Stop crying. I don't feel bad. That's just what you want to put on this mask and pretend that that's who you are, when everybody knows the only reason that you're saying that is because you do feel bad. That's the only reason why you're awake. That's the only reason why you're saying you don't love me. That's the only reason why you're sitting across the table having this conversation with me now, is because you do care and because you do want to move forward. And so, like, your best bet is just to let go of the mask, and then you can live your life. You can be imperfectly you, and I will love you just as I did when you were masked, Michael.
I don't want your love. Your love is not good.
Okay, Michael. I'm not, this is not a petition for you to convince you to accept my love. I'm not offering it. It's not on the table or anything. I was just saying, like, I'm not offering you anything.
Got it. I got it.
My love is not good. Get the fuck out of here. You know that's a fucking lie anyways. But go ahead, Michael. Keep telling yourself whatever the fuck you want to tell yourself, because that's just what you do. You just tell yourself one thing, and then hours later you're trying to crawl with your tail between your legs.
I ain't crawling nothing.
I have a bunch of text messages that show crawling. I
I
have some missed calls that say crawling. I have some voicemails that say crawling. That say, like, I'm sorry, I miss you, I fucked up, like, I can do better. And then here he is right here doing better by calling me, saying I'm acting like a bitch because I want to listen to music and I'm trying to tune out because he told me to shut up from crying, because I'm only crying because I need affection, and I'm only needing affection because I'm being neglected, and I'm only being neglected because my husband is self-centered. And so he doesn't see any of this, and I've been voicing this to him, and I've been talking to him.
You see how everything, like, how Yvonne's like the innocent bystander.
I didn't say I was an innocent bystander.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you make it out to seem to, like, listen to what you're saying and just be honest.
It's the truth.
It's not the truth. Like,
okay, what is the truth,
and, like,
then?
For one thing, like, the music, like, dude.
What's the truth? The music doesn't matter. It's not important.
You brought it up.
But it's not important.
Well, it's not important anymore. You brought it up.
It was never important. Like, the music is just is just a little thing that happened on top of the problem. Like, the problem is the neglect. The problem is the abuse. The problem is the lack of affection. The problem is, yes, the abuse. You came over here and attacked me, caused me to bleed because you wanted to snatch my phone from me.
I don't want to turn down the volume because you're being
So what? You wanted to turn down the volume, but you just came over here and snatched it because you didn't get your way. You asked me and I said no.
Okay, the night prior, I'm chilling in bed and you get up and attack me multiple times and I'm not doing shit.
Great,
just because I'm not responding to you the way you want me to respond to you.
Got you.
You can pull a knife on me. You can spit in my face. Call me all these names.
Nobody pulled a knife on you.
Okay, buddy.
Nobody pulled a knife on you.
All right. What I'm talking about, like,
Nobody pulled a knife. You want to see? Can I pull a knife on you just so I can like actually get credit for doing something? Because nobody pulled a knife on you. I pulled a knife out of a drawer that had a fucking safety on it. What are you talking about? And I didn't even point it towards you or anything like that.
Okay.
And I said this because I have no idea what the fuck you're about to do.
I'm not doing it, dude. I was chill as fuck.
Okay, Michael. That's why my head was against that fucking cabinet.
You're
Mr. Chill as fuck.
Yeah,
you're chill as fuck, but my head's against the cabinet, and you're pushing
uphill.
Down my head, and you're moving
you're
me,
trying
and you're
to bite me.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah, you're so like.
I didn't say you're doing this. I said you're doing this, pushing my head down against the bed. Yes, you are, and pushing me out of the way, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
and holding me, and all of that.
Yes, because you're punching me and attacking me, you fool.
God.
Like, what are you talking about?
Michael,
you're trying to bite me and stuff like that. You think I'm holding
Go ahead and find some other reason, some other way to divert your whatever.
Yvonne.
That's all you do is just divert attention elsewhere, opposed to like where it belongs.
Talk her shit, okay?
Yes, I did hit you. Yes, I did punch you. You irritate the shit out of me, and you weren't answering me, and you were every time I cry, you don't give a shit. You let me cry myself to sleep. You are rude as hell to me. So yeah, fuck yeah, I came over and I punched your face because I felt like you deserved that shit. So nobody's trying to not claim my shit. I already claimed that shit.
Whatever you want.
Whatever what? That wasn't good enough for you? Now it's whatever, Yvonne. Yvonne's claiming her shit. Now it's whatever. But I can sit here and I can claim my shit, and you won't own up to none of your shit. You're sitting here, Michael's an innocent bystander. Michael's just sucked into this world. Michael plays no role in it. Every time our relationship goes sour, you blame me. You say, oh my God. Just because I'm talking. Just because I'm the one talking about the problem, because you don't talk about the problem. You just rather ignore it and act like it's not there. That's how you deal with your issues. No. Yes, it is. That's why the issue between
you talk too much, though.
You apologize for that, and now you're saying it again? Fuck you. That's what you do. You apologize for something, and then you do it again. And then it's like, what? Like, why am I even going through this trying to solve anything with you when you really just say one thing and then you just lie and then you say something else and then you lie, and it's like, God damn it, like I want to be here and I'm trying, but I can't do this lying thing.
Then don't.
That's why I'm not.
Okay.
Just waiting for you to go, dude. That's it.
Why? I don't know, me going to have to do with anything.
Because then I have my own space, dude. Then you're not here interrupting my energy. Because if I need to cry and I'm by myself, nobody tells me to shut up. If I want to listen to my music loud, nobody could tax me, so I turn it down.
It's like, you want this, like...
Michael, I don't want anything. You don't know what I want. You don't know what I want.
You don't even listen to me.
But you don't know what I want.
I say you talk too much.
You don't know what I want.
You just talk.
You don't know what I want.
You don't have ears to listen. You just have a mouth to talk. You want affection. Right? But now, right? You want, like, affection. This is what you keep saying.
As does anyone in a romantic relationship.
Yeah, I agree. Duh. I agree. I desire affection too. So I understand that you want affection, but like...
But like, look at how you're acting.
Yeah, I mean, you have an interesting way of showing
Michael,
it.
I sat here and I talked to you, and you were completely removed, completely disconnected. And so I went for a walk, because I'm like, okay, clearly this guy doesn't want to talk, and I'm finding myself to get frustrated. So to prevent myself from yelling and losing my temper, I go for a walk.
Well...
And I come back, and I'm like, dude, this RV smells really horrible. Okay. Like, it has a lot of stinky energy in here. And so maybe that might solve some of the fighting that we're doing if we go clean it. No, that's because we're still holding on to shit. That's because you and I have not decided to let go of what was angering us, because we're both just very angry. So that's why we're still upset. But the shit is gone. It doesn't feel so heavy in here anymore. I don't feel like I need to walk out every 5 seconds like when I was in here. I don't feel like I'm like suffocating on my own feces. So yeah, it is better.
I'm fine with dumping the tanks.
No, you weren't. You had an attitude and you talked so much shit all the way there. You called me names and you were not fine with it. Don't sit here and tell me you were fine with it. What were you saying? Because you said you were fine with dumping the tanks.
You can listen to what I'm saying and it would save you a whole lot of trouble, so you wouldn't have to keep running your mouth.
I don't mind running my mouth. I like doing it. So
I know, that's the problem.
Go on.
I was saying I don't mind dumping the tanks. I've been wanting to dump the tanks. I didn't maybe want to do it then. Like, I would have, like, it would have been nice if you were down to do it earlier.
It wasn't that I wasn't down to do it earlier. It wasn't a good time to move it, and you made that decision. I just asked the question.
I just mean like in the night or whatever. Like this,
dude, like
this
nobody
afternoon.
thought about it. Nobody thought about it. If it was a thought, then we would have just done it before we even moved it up here. Did you think about it? Did you think about dumping the tanks? Because I didn't think about it. I wasn't driving the RV. I didn't smell the fumes. When I was driving it to the dump tanks, I could smell the poop inside the cab. And so, like, you drove this RV up here and you smelled it and you didn't do anything about it. So how are you going to sit here and get mad at me when I go out of the RV and I come back and I'm like, oh my God, it smells so bad. We have to do something about this. So how are you going to say, oh, we should have moved it earlier? Like, I didn't even smell that shit. Once it starts moving and going up and down hills and shit.
Talking and like, look, I don't need all that.
Didn't Michael?
The only
I understand is how I know that you've heard me, and we've already talked about that.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I was trying to dump the tanks this afternoon when I was trying to contact you and you didn't want to be found.
You didn't need me to go dump the tanks this afternoon. You didn't need me to go dump you've dumped the tanks when you were in here by yourself I
know I can do it by myself.
So you didn't need me. So don't sit here and say like, oh, the reason I didn't dump the tanks this afternoon was because I couldn't get a hold of you. No, what are you trying to say?
I couldn't because I would have had to move the RV. Do you understand? Like,
okay, and that's the reason you didn't move it the other afternoon, because it doesn't make sense to move the RV in the afternoon if it's parked on that bridge, because you're not going to get that parking spot back.
Exactly.
Okay, so like, what are you saying?
If you would listen, you would already have the answer. Sometimes you cut in and you would have
Michael,
your
just
answer.
Say it then.
Stop
telling me if you just listen. Once I stop talking, you can just say your point. You don't have to tell me like, oh, just listen, because you can just say your point. You don't have to tell me, oh, Yvonne, I am listening. Sometimes I talk and then I realize that you're talking and then I stop and then you can just finish. You don't have to remind me that Yvonne, if you would just say it.
This stuff really matters.
It doesn't. All I was saying is that you didn't have to be so nasty to me when I moved the RV. When I moved it to go to the dump tanks, you didn't have to be so nasty. And you turned real nasty. And you were just mean all through the whole process. You turned that stupid shit on. Just mean. But you didn't have a problem with it. You were fine with it. You didn't have to be like that.
I didn't say I didn't have a problem with that at that moment. I said I did have a problem with that moment. I said I've been wanting to dump the tanks, though, and you know that. So, like, ultimately, dumping the tanks wasn't a big deal.
Okay, why did you have to be all nasty about it? If you knew that ultimately it was needed to be done, then why are you being nasty at me? Because this is the opportunity that we have to do it right now. So might as well just get it done right now. You didn't have to be nasty. Yes, sure, you didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it either. But it was something that needed to be done. Yeah, it doesn't matter now because you see that you're wrong and you don't want to even comment on the nastiness that you didn't have to show.
Dude,
you didn't have to show it, and that's all you have to say is you're right, I didn't have to show it.
I didn't have to show it.
Okay, I appreciate that.
but it's not an apology.
I'm not saying that it is.
I didn't have to be nasty with you. But dude, I was just tired. I was trying to
understand.
sleep. No, you don't, because
I
you
get
fuck
it that
with me
you're
all the time.
nobody fucks with you all the time. I played music one time and now I fuck with you all the time. I play music one time and now I fuck with you all the time. Because you say these ultimatums.
Why are you so insecure? Like, control yourself.
Michael,
like, you start yelling and
ain't nobody is yelling.
Ain't nobody, yes.
And it doesn't matter. How come you get to control my tone? Stop. Because why are you telling me things that aren't true?
Because go fuck yourself. That's why. Because I don't want someone yelling in my face. I'm just trying to talk to you, and you want to start yelling because I said something, and you get all emotional, and you can't control yourself. It's just a conversation. You don't have to fucking yell. I wonder why our fucking things start escalating. Because you can't control your temper. You get all emotional, and it's like, okay, whatever, dude.
And that was you controlling yours? Your tantrum that you threw when I that was you controlling your temper, and you just telling me right now to go fuck myself. That was you controlling your temper. That was you controlling your temper.
I just decided that I'm gonna start matching you where you're at. If you're gonna start doing all that shit to me, then
me
like,
yelling is not the same as you saying go fuck yourself. Me yelling is just, if you listen to what I'm saying, you can hear what I'm saying. Because right now you were just like making something up and saying that I always fuck with you every time you're trying to go to sleep, and that's not true at all, ever.
It's actually all the time. The other night, I was sleeping. You woke up and started to go start all this shit. We were just sleeping. Why couldn't we just kept sleeping? It probably would have been better. It probably would have been a lot more constructive than all the other shit that happened. You know, when people are already feeling emotional and then, like, all this stuff, like, being tired does not help.
It's not my fault that you're tired.
You know, I get it, Yvonne. Like, you know, you don't really have to do anything. You don't do anything. You choose not to do anything. So you could sleep in and do as much as you want to do, or as little as you want to do, and that's nice.
You could also do
and
that's
that nice,
too.
And that's nice for you. But like,
you could also do. But
I do other things, and
that's your choice.
Okay, and like,
and so what? That's your choice. So don't sit here and complain to me and tell me you're tired. Like, that has I have nothing to do with that.
Like, how about you do your thing and I do my thing? Because
Michael, do your thing.
Okay, good.
That's what you've been doing.
Okay. You wonder why you struggle getting some kind of affection from me, and it's like, dude, all you ever want to do is fight and bicker with me, like.
Everything out of your mouth right now is just you complaining and bickering. And even when I went for a walk to try and whatever, you came after me to complain and argue and stuff like that. And you say that that's all I want to do. When I came to you and I was just like talking to you about whatever, and you kept shutting down my conversation because you didn't want to talk about that, and you didn't want to talk about that, and you didn't want to talk about that. That was a sensitive topic. That was vulnerable. That made you feel insecure. That made you feel awkward. Like, you don't want to talk about any of the things that I want to talk about.
Like, you want to like.
It's fine, Michael. You don't know what I want. All you know is that I want affection and that you're not going to give it to me because look at how I'm acting. So, like, it's fine. Like, you don't have to try and dissect anything or try to work anything out because you're not in a place to where you want to or where you can. Because all you want to do is point the finger and say, you this, instead of talking about what you have, what Michael has. I can talk about Yvonne and Michael can talk about Michael, but Michael is too focused on talking about Yvonne.